Regan Shear sends a super chat, $10, and he mentions that TRS and the Stormer are trying to break apart the movement. Are you aware of what this allegation means? I don't know that
I,
TRS is trying to break apart white nationalism.
if you could find me anything on the TRS site talking about breaking apart the movement, I'd be very. In fact, I would be more suspicious of the kind of message you're promoting there, pal. Like, what's your agenda? Who are you? Who are you working for there, pal?
Well, he's someone who sent me $10, so. Enforcer88, $5, says, Hey Mike, do you think Luke Ford is trying to subvert the alt-right? Or is his Goyish blood making him actually sympathetic to white nationalism? What are your thoughts on Luke Ford?
I think that Luke Ford does. I think Luke Ford is an extremely confused and torn individual because of his Gentile blood, yet his Jewish faith. I think Luke Ford is very interested in promoting a storyline whereby the based Jew, if you will, can be included in the alt right, whereas the alt right has said, openly that we're sorry, Jews, you have organizations for yourselves. Jews have many exclusive organizations specifically for themselves. They have an entire country specifically for themselves, and this is a movement for whites that are not Jewish, and this is something that's the right to form these kinds of exclusive groups for themselves is something that's afforded to every other kind of group. So, if Luke Ford wants to renounce his Judaism, then he can become a member. But until then, no, I'm sorry, Luke. But yes, I do believe that Luke is very interested in making the based Jew narrative, so that there's room for Jews on the alt right. But right now, no, this is a movement for white Gentiles, and we have rights too. Jews have God knows how many movements that are just for Jews. This is for us.
I've had him on the show yesterday. I was particularly offended by his last statement, which was that alt-righters and white nationalists should just shut up because you're gonna ruin your life if you express your IDs.
Well, that's a testament to Jewish power in and of itself, right? and I certainly urge people to be cautious in this, to be, when you go out and you express opinions about the most powerful group of people in the world and the kind of bad things that they're getting up to, you should be careful, absolutely, but don't shut up, because then that's just giving in. That's just giving in, and no, I'm always going to speak truth to power, and if you're speaking truth to power and you're out there saying, I'm out there fighting the power, I'm speaking truth to power, and you are not talking about Jewish power and Jewish influence, well, then you're missing a huge segment of what's really going on out there. So,
all right. We have Tin Man, $20 Canadian, says, Enoch, thoughts on Weave releasing two separate private chats Cantwell had with him? I've personally looked at this blog post. It was not very interesting to me. I don't care about the drama.
Dude, I'm not going to comment. You guys can waste your money on this crap. You can keep sending super chats on this. I'm not commenting on infighting crap, okay? I don't know what bug you have up your ass that you're obsessed with this shit. I don't know what it is you're listening to or who is gassing you up on this stuff. Keep sending money and keep wasting your money asking these kind of questions. I'm not responding to this. As far as I'm concerned, it's you guys that are being the subversives, and I don't know who's gassing you up. I don't know who's telling you to do this, or who, what kind of agents are there working you up on this stuff. But no, I don't have an opinion on this, and I don't deal with infighting and drama. So if you're trying to accuse me of being some kind of agent of infighting and drama, think about what you're doing.
Leechar €10 says, we need selective breeding. Only the physically and intellectually fit should be allowed to reproduce. We need an ethnostate to direct and accelerate the evolution of our glorious race. Well, that's one comment on which I will not follow you, Leechar. Personally, I think that selection can work its own way, that individuals can choose to they will, in fact, any of their choice will lead to improvements in genes in a natural fashion. It doesn't need to be imposed in an authoritarian fashion. We have Adolf Unkler, $5, says, why does Mike defend Ricky Vaughn when RV was selling facial recognition services to politicians with Smart Checker? Is this not equal to a duck service?
Because that's a complete lie. And again, I'm not commenting on your infighting bullshit. Go ahead and keep wasting your money, pal. Okay, waste another $10. Ask another question.
Mike waste another $10, with pal. Your premise.
It's a lie. It's a total lie. Whoever told you that, here's the thing for you. I don't know who you are or where you're getting your information. Whoever told you that lied to you. So ask yourself, why did they do that? Why was I lied to, and for what reasons? And what was the agenda behind these lies? I don't know. Ask yourself. and ask yourself what you're doing. What is it that you're doing, pal? Who's this? What's this guy's name again?
Adolf Unkler.
Yeah, all right. Well, think about it, Adolf. Think about what it is that you're doing. Are you helping? Are you helping right now, Adolf? And if so, who and what are you helping? What's the agenda behind what you just said? Who told you that? What agenda does that serve? And are you helping the overall white movement? Are you? I don't know. It seems you put yourself up on some bullshit and decided to engage in some shit that doesn't help anybody, but actually serves to divide things. So think about what you're doing and who you're listening to.
I absolutely
That's
agree.
all.
Ken Mull says, I can understand Mike, JF, not so much. Well, that's the French effect. Not everyone can hear me.